and CEO of InfoEdge Concern, where we are working to reduce your online risk. And today I want to discuss online dating in Kenya and to give you a few safety tips when you decide to do online dating or go down that path. Now, online dating is a growing trend in Kenya, especially among youth between age 19 to 35 years of age. And although many young people are still very shy to speak about it or feel embarrassed because of the social stigma surrounding online dating, it is a very real trend, and it is important that young people know how to stay safe when they decide to go online to look for prospective partners. Now, you'll find that it is now estimated by popular Kenyan dating sites that of every 1,000 people who log onto their sites, about 80 to 90% of these people are women. Reason being that women in this age group, that is between 19 to 35, are under more social pressure or societal pressure to find lifetime partners, to get engaged, get married, and have children. So they're really pushed out to be more creative in terms of what to do to meet a partner. Men, on the other hand, shy away from the stigma of people knowing that they need help when it comes to attracting a life partner or attracting the opposite sex. Now, you find that in Kenya today, it is estimated that 1 in 3 relationships actually begin online. This means that this is a social trend that needs some attention, and young people really need to know what to do and how to remain safe and make sure that they're not at personal risk when they go out there and, put their profiles out there. First of all, let's talk about why. Many people will wonder, why would you put yourself out there and seek a partner online? Now, the first reason is that our lifestyles these days don't allow us to, meet people sometimes in the traditional way or among groups in our communities. Some people, both men and women, are very busy and tasking careers professionally, and therefore they just really don't have enough time to meet people and to go out there and mingle. They therefore need to look for options. As I've said, there's the time bomb, the biological clock that the women have to suffer, where society is counting the years for you, and you start feeling the pressure of people making you feel like you're late. You need to get a partner, you need to get married, and if you're not meeting anyone offline, you will end up looking online for a prospective partner. There's also the sponsor mentality that Kenyans have these days, where young people are looking for especially older gentlemen, to finance or to bankroll their life agendas. For example, if you have a dream of being an entrepreneur and starting up a business, you just, you feel like if you met someone who already has made it in life and they bankroll your dreams, it just makes it that much easier to become successful much sooner. So sometimes there is that tendency for young people to seek sponsors online or through online dating sites. There is also the issue around laziness. I'm sorry, but I have to say this, that there is a tendency for our young people to become lazy and lack creativity when it comes to making money and, becoming more economically vibrant. So that instead of a young person working hard and taking the time required to get successful, they want to meet someone who can actually just take care of them and give them the better life that we all dream of. And finally, another reason why young people tend to move to online dating is because they are looking for casual relationships. There are people who just don't want to bear the responsibility of a serious relationship. For example, there are people who just want to have one-night stands. So what do? It's really, really difficult in our society to meet someone and tell them to their face that you're looking for a one-night stand. So a lot of young people, and specifically men, who go to online dating as an option. Now, we also must ask ourselves, really, how does this happen? For those people who have never tried online dating, you must be wondering, how do you actually get to meet people online? Now, I must tell you that there are a lot of legitimate online dating companies out there in Kenya and beyond. And they're all over the internet. It's very easy. You just need to set up a profile and upload it onto the company website. They will verify it and approve it, and you become a member. Once a member, you're able to chat and engage with other members on the dating site or who are members of that company. And you're able to now sieve through all the kind of people that you're going to meet there, chat with them online, get to know them, and find out through your own means who is more preferable to you in terms of a prospective partner. And then this will probably move you from chatting on that platform to your emails or your personal social media accounts like Facebook or Instagram, and you get to know this person even better. And then from there, you probably want to meet offline, have a real physical meeting, and get to know the person you have been talking to online. And that's how the relationship builds and hopefully ends up in a long-term relationship or in a marriage, which is the hope of all of us, or of anyone who is trying to build a relationship. So doing this is fun for young people. It's really open. You can meet any number of people out there. You can meet a lot of great fun-loving people. But one thing we have to remember, and the reason why I'm here doing this session, is that there are real risks involved, and you must be able to ensure your personal safety when you're meeting people online. Now, there are serious risks that you need to know about. First and foremost, I think you need to know that as much as you may join an online dating company as a member and be verified, they have a disclaimer. All online dating companies have a disclaimer that they take no responsibility in case you get into trouble engaging with any other of their members. So you must remember this, that you are not going to sue anybody when you do get into trouble, meaning that your safety is your personal problem. You have to secure it, and that's why I'm here today. Another thing you need to know, another risk, is the risk of false identity or running into false profiles. Not every person you meet on an online dating site or in an online chat room is who they say they are. People do tend to upload fake profiles, and they do try to create images of themselves that are not based on truth. And it's very, very difficult for a young person to differentiate between a truth and a lie when they're meeting someone online. There's just no way to measure that. So you have to be very careful about, how much you actually believe and your level of expectation of this person, because you just never know if what they're telling you or what they've indicated that they are is truth. The other risk is identity theft. Identity theft is a risk you go through when you actually give your personal information to a stranger, or you give your personal information online. Now, just like it's risky to give personal information on a website or anywhere online, it's also very risky to give someone you've met online and who you're chatting with their personal details. As much as you may be, sharing Skype calls with this person and beginning to feel more comfortable with them, and you start thinking that you know them, it's very risky to give your personal information to them, because you simply don't know what they're going to do with that information. Information like your identification number, bank account numbers, M-Pesa PIN numbers, personal addresses, information about your children, about close family members and relatives, information about your time schedule, your home, those details that may make somebody know too much about you and be able to trace you, to trail you, to stalk you, you don't want to give somebody that kind of information. You don't want to divulge information that will allow someone access to your confidential accounts, especially your money. You don't want to do that. So you have to be careful about identity theft. Now, the fourth danger, and the one that I'm going to discuss a little bit deeper, is about personal endangerment. Now, you have to be very aware that as much as most of the people that you do meet online, when you are going through the process of online dating and identifying a prospective partner through online companies or platforms, there are people who are on these sites just like you are, who seem good and fun, but they really are up to no good. They have another agenda. These people are called predators. They're also called sexual predators, and they may not portray that kind of character when you're chatting with them online, but you have to be able to flag them. There must be a way that you can identify these people so that you're safe and protected from them. Now, one sure red flag of a predator is someone who is just too good to be true. And you can take this to the bank. When someone who hardly knows you is promising heaven and promising to deliver all your dreams on a silver platter, you have to flag this person. This is most likely a predator and most likely of the sexual type. Now, if you have someone chatting with you who is promising to give you money, marry you, take you abroad, and deliver all your dreams to you, this is someone who's probably too good to be true. No one in their right mind will invest so much of their resources in someone they hardly know. So we have to take that as a red flag. And if a person has also just met you online and then they want to meet you in a secret place or in a secluded place and they don't want you to tell anyone about it, that is another red flag. You have to be able to flag this person as a predator and someone who's up to no good. And of course, the best way to deal with this is, first of all, you want to stop engaging with this person, stop chatting with them. If you have been meeting them in chat rooms and sharing information, you got to stop that immediately. The minute you suddenly have that word of caution, that feeling that this person is not always seen to be, you want to stop chatting with that person. You want to stop sharing information. And if you really feel disturbed about the behavior or the character of the person that you're trying to date online, you want to block them. Ensure they can no longer access you or access your account. And if it goes beyond that, you probably want to report this. Most sites have reporting mechanisms. You can go to their settings and find an icon that allows you to report a person or a member that you feel is a risk to you and to other members on the dating site. So you probably want to do that, report them. And if it goes beyond that, you probably want to report them to the police. You can also report to your parents. For young people who still live in a home, you want to be able to talk to a responsible adult about someone you've met online who is seemingly a risk to you. Now, there are a few safety tips that I want to share with you for those who have decided or are thinking about pursuing online dating as an option for seeking a partner. First of all, you want to take a lot of time to get to know a person that you've just met online. The more time you take to know a person, the safer you will be. Secondly, you want to do random online checks on this person. Do background checks for their criminal records. You want to know about their professional records, their family records. They may be married and they're playing you online. You want to check on that. You can do this simply by typing their name onto a regular search engine like Google and finding out about this person. There may be a lot of information that they're not divulging about them online. At the same time, there may be very little information about them online, but it's always safer to check. The third thing is that you want to alert a member of your family or you want to alert a friend about the activities that you're engaging in online. You also want to alert them about a person that you have identified and calling a friend online. You want to let somebody know if you intend to meet this person. And this brings me to the fourth point, that if you do intend or get to a point where you're going to have an actual meeting with someone you have met online, you want to do this in an open and a public place where there are other people, where there are identifiable exits and routes of escape, where there's easy to and fro transportation for you. You want to be able to meet this person where there are other people, so that he or she does not get an opportunity to do any harm to you. You also want to ensure that you have your own transportation to the meeting point. Remember that entering or getting into a stranger's car or vehicle is as dangerous as entering their home. That is a secluded place and it's not safe. Have your own means of transportation, whether you're going to use a matatu or a taxi or your own vehicle to get to the meeting point. You want to do that. Okay, the next thing is that you don't want to share personal information. I've already talked about this. Please don't give a stranger, someone you haven't known too well, someone you've met online, your personal information until you know them better. You also want to give a third person or a third party details about this friend or person you've met online, or your date that you're meeting. You want somebody else to be aware of where you're going and what time you intend to come back. This should probably be a responsible adult who can get help in case of an emergency or in case of trouble. Now, those are just a few safety tips for you as an adult or as a young teen to consider if you decide to try online dating, or if you're considering online dating as an option for meeting your future or prospective partner. But there is another very sad side of online dating, and this has to do with children and sex predators. Now, we all know that children are definitely not allowed to date online or to join dating sites and so on. But somehow children just find their way onto chat rooms and social media sites and end up chatting to strangers. And we as responsible adults must be there to help when children do get into trouble online. Now, we have to know that child sex offenders do exist, and they do take advantage of children because children have a trusting nature, especially when they enter chat rooms and end up chatting with strangers on social media sites. So we have to make sure that we are able to help the children around us, especially if we're parents. So I'd like to just give a few pointers to all parents here today and tell you that, first of all, as a parent, the first thing you want to be able to do is to monitor your child's online interactions. You have to know who is talking to your child online. Know which websites your child is logging into. You have to know which games they're downloading and which people they're sharing these gaming platforms with. That way, you're able to monitor their interactions and know what they're doing. You need not allow your child to lock themselves up in their bedroom for hours on end, doing God knows what online, and you simply give them the freedom to do that. You have to monitor the activities online. Number two, as a parent, you have to be able to look for behavioral changes in your child. Every child will portray or display specific behavior change when something new comes into their lives. When a child meets a stranger online who starts building or giving them new ideas or creating new ideals for them, they will change. They will no longer be the same child you knew. Somehow they will become secluded, they will become secretive, they will no longer be able to spend a lot of family time together with the rest of the kids or with you as a parent. They will suddenly be, locking themselves up for long hours on end in their bedroom, and they'll be spending a lot of time online. So you need to take these behavior changes as red flags and investigate what could be happening in the child's life and go into their online platforms and find out what is going on there. As a parent, the fourth thing you need to do is to probably block risky sites from coming into your child's searches. This is possible to do, especially if you're using Google as a search engine. There are safety features, child-friendly safety features, where you are able to manage the search results for your child, so that those sites, websites, and social media platforms that you do not want your child to access do not come up on their searches when they do try to do searches online, probably for their academic work or just for fun. But you must be able to manage and monitor that process. Finally, as a parent, you need to talk to your child all the time. As often as possible, engage your child in a conversation that is friendly, that is not patronizing, is not demeaning, but that allows them to actually open up and share with you about their activities online. Ask them questions, talk to them, find out who they are befriending online, what kind of games they're playing, what kind of social media platforms they enjoy, and get to know them better online. Do not shut your children out. Do not be too harsh, and do not, be so punitive that your children just don't share information with you anymore. This is the safest way to actually monitor your child's activities online. And with that, I hope I've been helpful with some information that will help you as a young adult and help you as a parent take steps towards safer online engagement, especially on the dating scene. That's all for now. Thank you and ciao from me until next time. Bye bye.